Lincoln Legends, Lore and Lagniappe presented by your Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society, celebrating 50 years of community support. Enjoy as our museum director, Rick Godley, takes the time to capture the stories of life in Lincoln Parish from the characters of Lincoln Parish. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rick Godley, the director of the Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society, having a lot of fun this week being Peach Fest week with the Peach Festival memorabilia on display at the museum and capturing living stories of Peach Festival history. And we're going to have one today. We're going to have Queen Dixie Gem 1961.
Yeah.
And that is Maria
That's
Colvin.
ancient history.
It is ancient history, but we're going to make it relevant history. 1961, Queen Dixie Gem. Go back. You had to have been a teenager. We're
19. I was 19.
19 in 1961. So talk about life in Ruston in the late 50s and early 60s. What was that like?
What was that like? Ruston was much more, they were involved in more in civic things, I believe. And the Peach Festival was certainly one that everybody came out for. But Ruston in general has always been a very unique place. It's a college town, first of all. And I think there are a lot of people here who appreciate things that they wouldn't appreciate if they hadn't lived here. And I think Ruston is just a wonderful place to raise children. I grew up here, and my children grew up here. And I think it's a wonderful place. We've been happy.
How many brothers and sisters did you have, growing up in the 50s?
I had one sister.
One sister, older or younger?
Younger.
And so you became the Queen Dixie Gem 1961. Was she in the Princess Peach?
No, she wasn't. She was not in the Princess Peach or the Peach Queen pageant.
What do you remember the steps that led you to say, you know what, I'm going to enter the 1961 Queen Dixie Gem? How did that happen?
I don't know. I remember people talking to me about entering the pageant, and I had been in the Miss Louisiana Tech Lincoln Parish. There was another pageant that was affiliated with the Miss America pageant, I believe. And so is the Peach Festival.
It wasn't at that time, was it? I mean, it became part of it.
Not at that time.
So it was more of a civic community activity for the community to get involved in.
It was.
So what did your parents say? Did you go to them, or did they come to you saying, you know what, Mom and Dad, I think I want to enter the Queen Dixie Gem this year?
I don't think I ever entered. I don't remember how I told them, but they were very supportive. I don't remember ever telling them. I don't remember the moment I told them.
All right. Do you remember the pageant and how that went? Tell us about it.
Well, all the contestants met each other. They had a get together for them, and they met each other, and that was fun because there were so many pretty and interesting girls throughout the state. They came from all parts of the state. And it was just fun to meet people like the Forestry Queen and the Shrimp Queen. And Louisiana's such an interesting state. And it was fun to meet these girls. And we had something in common, and we would we'd get together again around, when did we go to Washington? In the spring, Mardi Gras. And we would all see each other again there. And then we'd go our separate ways, more or less.
So we're talking 1961, if my mind halfway works. You went to Washington in Mardi Gras of 62. Kennedy would have been president.
John F. Kennedy. He came to about my nose because I was much taller than he was. But he had beautiful blue eyes, and he was very friendly, very, very friendly.
Oh, you want to go on about that a little bit more? No. We won't go on about that, but okay, so you were in the Oval Office. Is that where that took place?
No, it took place, but it did take place in the White House.
Okay.
But I couldn't tell you where the room
Maybe the Rose Garden.
No, it was inside. We met it outside, and then we went back inside.
How about Jackie? Did you meet Jacqueline?
No,
No.
she was not there, but Caroline
Caroline, yep.
was there and riding a tricycle up and down the halls of the
That right?
White House.
By the way, a little known fact, Neil Diamond wrote Sweet Caroline to Caroline
Is
Kennedy.
that right? I did not know that.
I didn't know you met John Kennedy as well.
Well, I did.
All right, so let's go back now to the pageant. Was that in Howard Auditorium? Do you remember?
The peach pageant?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it was.
It was.
And Ike Sanderson did the curtains, and he knew everything about the peach pageant. He could have directed it if he wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
but he was great and he was fun. And the pageant was the night before the real pageant, the big pageant. We would have a party at someone's house to do swimsuit modeling, because the swimsuit modeling was important for if the Peach Queen was going to the Miss America pageant.
Did you go to Miss America?
No, I did not.
Okay, I didn't think.
I
Okay,
didn't. I had to be Miss Louisiana to go to Miss America.
that's right. That's
I wasn't Miss Louisiana.
okay. I got you. So the swimsuit competition literally took place at somebody's pool at
Yes.
somebody's house.
Yes.
So obviously that wasn't open to the public.
Well, it was at Jack Ritchie's house.
Oh, Jack.
It was a lot of fun.
I know.
And
Tell us a little bit
we
more
were all
about Jack.
we were very relaxed. There was, as you say, no competition, just fun.
Right. Right.
And we had a wonderful time.
So the pageant took place, was that during Peach Festival, before Peach Festival? Because my question is, did you get to ride in the parade as queen?
I didn't get to ride in the parade as queen, not that year. But
Oh, the next year,
The next year,
after you met John Kennedy.
yeah.
What other famous people have you met that we don't know about?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Okay, all right, so Queen Dixie Gem, Miss Maria Colvin, 1961. Any other memories when Peach Festival comes around? You described it to a T, and it still is that way in the year 2025, because what's kind of interesting and unique, being at the Lincoln Parish Museum, that new generations are coming on who have never been in a peach festival before or a peach hunt before. And so it's kind of neat to see generations enjoying what you enjoyed during your generation.
They didn't have the peach hunt, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, no, they didn't. But still, it's engaging for, you're right,
Yes.
exactly right, the peach hunt. Matter of fact, 1961, so the Peach Festival, this is the 75th anniversary.
Really?
Yes.
Is that why we're doing this?
Well, we're doing this because you can and I want to and you want to. But
Okay.
yes, it's also, yes, no, it's to capture history.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I hope we captured it and everybody enjoyed it.
I think they did,
Yes.
and they will.
How
And
did you meet Fred?
what's that?
How did you meet Fred?
Well, I think I'm like 3 people in the world, and she's talking about Fred Hamilton. Fred
You.
is related to everybody on planet Earth except me. Did you know that?
No.
Ask him. Just drop a name. He's going to say, that's my cousin. That's my cousin from Downsville.
He's not kin to me.
Oh,
You're not related.
all right, so that's why.
The Colvin, for God's sake.
Whoa.
And I am related to almost everybody in Lincoln Parish.
All right, so we may have a Hamiltons versus the Colvins thing brewing here as well.
I don't think so.
Well, no. Maria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
It's
you,
awesome.
Rick.
You're welcome.
You're fun to talk to. And I
Can I get
enjoy-
that in writing? All right.
Really, I wish I had something to serve you. Refreshment.
I'm fine. No, I just had lunch.
I did my refrigerator, but I drank it all.
Oh, well. Asked because we're going to get Maria Colvin's autograph from 1961 Queen Dixie Gem. And why we're going to do this is because this year I've been collecting the autographs of previous Queen Dixie Gems, and I happen to have Dorothy Etta Goff Hoagland's autograph. Did you know her?
Oh, yes, I do know Dorothy Etta
And then I also have
very well.
Queen Dixie Gem 1959, Patricia Kavanaugh Tippett. Do you know her?
I knew her, and I knew Billy Sue Riordan. Where is she?
Um,
And I was Pat. I mean, it was
oh, Billy Sue Riordan, right here. She was right
She is.
before you,
right
1960.
before me, right?
And so she's the one that placed the crown on your head.
Right. She was a sweet girl and a pretty girl.
Where is that crown? Did you have to give it back?
No, I kept it in somewhere in my mother's, uh, what do you call it? Cedar chest, I think. I
So
think that's
you
where it
think it's
was.
still around out there somewhere?
No.
Okay. And then you had to crown Becky McKenzie afterwards. You remember her?
Yeah, I remember Betsy. I remember the night she won. We were all so happy for her.
Good, good.
She was from Minden,
Would you sign my book, please? Are you left-handed or right-handed?
right hand. You want me to sign where?
Yeah, up here by your picture. And don't say, "Dear Rick,
Just,
have fun in high school." Don't say that.
okay. What do I say?
Just sign it. I mean, I want your autograph.
Okay, like this?
Yes. Because,
I didn't sign it. I didn't put Colvin in there because I never signed my name like that.
well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
There you have it.
Lincoln Legends Lore and Lagniappe presented by your Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society, celebrating 50 years of community support. Enjoy as our museum director, Rick Godley, takes the time to capture the stories of life in Lincoln Parish from the characters of Lincoln Parish.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Good night.